Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. We're today starting up our rotation again. We're here in beautiful New York City, or should I say JFK? JFK is a big airport. And we're going to get into this. It's going to get quite busy, so we'll see what we get into and see what we can get out of. I'm expecting today to be a 1.5 hour session, but I can't guarantee anything. So, oh, no, 30, sorry. I I have runways below here and above the runways below here. Endeavor 4154, pushback approved, expect runway 12 left. We're doing a combination of things for this airport. There's only 4 runways, 3 of them intersect, so I don't really put planes on the same runway that intersects. So what I'm gonna do is this. If the plane is an airline that is JetBlue, Alaska, Redwood, United, they all go on 22 left. If you are an American or Delta flight, or you're an Endeavor, which is Delta itself, you will be going, or any international known plane, you will be going on to 13 left, presumably at the correct things. Hopefully, we get planes to listen to me. If not, you're going to see some deletions happen. It's not going to be good. Endeavor 4154, runway 13 left, a vector via Golf Bravo. Delta 477, runway 13 right to the land. Usually I do it the reverse, the 31 left on in the mornings and the 13 right in the evenings, but it's different day. Endeavor 4125, Endeavor 4125, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. The New York's gone through a lot of changes. Where these planes are coming out from, this is the old Terminal 2. Well, actually, this actually used to be Terminal 1. Where JetBlue is, that's Terminal 1, but this used to be Terminal 1. This was a massive one-block terminal and looks kind of weird now. A lot of planes are here. So Delta's here, international jets are here. Like for example, you can see on the top left popping out. That's a Copa. There was also looks like an Air India here. So you're gonna see a lot of jets. Weirdly enough, be here. It's gonna get quite busy. If at one point I start, you see me get stressed out, we'll see. So I don't need the D down because there's nobody crossing. If we have a plane that doesn't use this runway here, we could be screwed. Delta 1632, runway 13 right to the land. What are you doing, buddy? I really don't know what this guy's doing. Oh, he's trying to make me go this way. Okay. Well, it's not gonna go well because it's gonna be golf. Sorry, golf. So this is the thing to know. Bravo and Alpha, they actually have directions in the game for the planes. So anything Alpha will go clockwise. Anything on Bravo will go counterclockwise in a loop. And yes, this taxiway does loop around. So it's all of this here. I've never gotten anything over here, and there's a lot of things over here. I've never gotten anything here. We've gotten a few things over here. This is the American terminal right here, where Tango 8 is. This is the November Bravo. This is the American gates. JetBlue's over here at this section. We have Delta International, so in 2 areas, here and here, but we'll see. Endeavor 4125, runway 13 left and vector via Bravo. Endeavor 4154, Runway 13 left, line right. American 1163, runway 13 right, clear the land. So we're going look at this. That terminal you see with blocked by my ADR is. That's terminal 1. You may also notice it looks a little like there's a little iconic building front. That's the TWA building. That's what actually used to be the former terminal 1. That here, the former terminal, sorry, and I keep saying terminal 1, that's probably not right. That's where the former airport terminal used to be. Now that's a hotel, and that goes directly to the JetBlue terminal. There's also Aer Lingus there, because Aer Lingus at the time of this year, when this game came out, had a partnership with JetBlue. So there'll be a few Aer Linguses when we spawn here and there. Delta 458, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Endeavor 3690, runway 13 right to the land. The small problem I have with the big planes is most of the time they're supposed to go on 22 right. I don't know if they can go on 20. I want to go on 22 right because I don't have runway availability for right now there. So let's see. You ready to go? Delta 458, runway 13 left at Charlie via Bravo. Echo. Delta 458, runway 13 left at Uniform via Bravo. There we go. Yeah. So we're gonna see because if I have a plane that can't make it go there, they will go all the way over here. Now when we have a segment. Delta 2022, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. No. Delta 2022, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. You are 319. Oh boy. You are Uniform Alpha. Speedbird 175, runway 13 right to the land. Speedbird 175, Speedbird 175, runway 13 right to the land. No. Speedbird 175, runway 13 right clear the land. Delta 477, taxi to ramp via Bravo. The area here you see destroyed, it used to be the Pan Am terminal. That was demolished in 2012. It was still used by Delta for a long time. And to be honest, if the new terminal they're building over here was around, they were going to include it into the terminal. They don't have it there anymore, unfortunately now. So it was demolished. It was a one of a kind thing. It was some. Unfortunately enough for this guy over here, I'm gonna have to delete him automatically for a video because unfortunately enough, every plane that comes out of here and parks next to the lanes does a U-turn multiple times because they can't connect. Endeavor 4154. Endeavor 4154, runway 13 left clear for take. No. Endeavor 4154, runway 13 left clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 4,100. Contact departure. Endeavor 125, runway 13 left, line to JetBlue 1056, runway 13 right to the land. JetBlue finally. JetBlue 581, pushback approved, expect runway 22 left. Delta 1632, taxi to ramp via Bravo. JetBlue 164, runway 13 right to land. I don't know why it keeps facing this way. It's an Echo. It's an Echo via Bravo Echo. How we do this stuff. Endeavor 4125, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 12,100. Contact departure. American 1163, taxi to ramp via Alpha. JetBlue 581, runway 22 left at Echo via Foxtrot Bravo. No, no. JetBlue 581, JetBlue 581, runway 22 left at Echo via Bravo Echo. There we go. JetBlue 581, Delta 458, runway 13 left, line to 8. Delta 581, JetBlue 581, hold shoulder runway 22 left. JetBlue 925, pushback approved, expect runway 22 left. That's speedbird over there. This guy gotta get off the runway. It's supposed to be sequenced, but some of these planes, I don't think they're sequenced enough. Oh, you made by this you keep, man. Endeavor 3690, taxi to ramp via Bravo. JetBlue 16, runway 13 right to land. You're going up here, so you're gonna need taxi via Bravo probably. It's probably best for you now. Delta 2404, runway 13 right to the land. JetBlue 925, runway 1, no. JetBlue 925, runway 22 left Echo via Alpha Echo. JetBlue 9025, hold short of runway 22 left. Speedbird 175, taxi to ramp via Bravo. There's a JetBlue over there coming over the rocks. You're taking the long way. You're taking your way. You're going. Delta's going to be lining up. When Delta goes, when these two go by here, just to let you all know, for the Echo ramp here, back in the day, the Echo ramp was a runway. So also, Yankee is a former part of a runway. If you don't believe it, Yankee is a former part of a runway. So is Zulu. Zulu is actually, this part of Zulu is also a former runway. So is all of Alpha and all of there's another part. Foxtrot Alpha is also another runway as well. Believe no, there's a lot of parts. JetBlue 1056, taxi to ramp Bravo. Okay, so we have JetBlue there, JetBlue here, crossing. That guy's waiting up there. Endeavor 4057, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. JetBlue 500, runway 13 right to the land. Endeavor 4068, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Delta 1773, runway 13 right to the land. The two JetBlues are across, okay. Delta 458, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff on reaching altitude 4,500, contact departure. JetBlue 164, taxi to ramp via Bravo. Endeavor 4068, runway 13 left and vector via Bravo. Endeavor 4068, runway 13 left. No, that's also wrong. Endeavor 4068, runway 13 left at vector via Bravo. Endeavor 4057, runway 13 left at vector via Bravo. I think the Echo said Victor. Endeavor 4057. Endeavor 4057. Runway 13 left and Victor via Bravo. Cathay 831. Pushback approved. Expect runway 13 left. Oh, wow, I can do that. Lindbergh 6190, runway 13 right to the land. I'm always thinking, what's the tall building, but they don't have the tall building yet because it's 2011. JetBlue 16, taxi to a ramp via L. No. JetBlue 16, taxi to a ramp via Bravo. Endeavor. No, yeah, nope. You're good. You're good as well. Taxiing, and these guys are good. JetBlue 5A1, runway 22 left is for takeoff upon reaching altitude 5,800. Contact Roger. Nope, that's wrong. JetBlue 5A1, runway 22 left clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 5,800. Contact departure. How's Kathy doing over there? That's the new American terminal. Back at the time, this was the new American terminal. A bunch of this area is a former terminal. Cathay 831, runway 13 left. Air Mexico 402, runway 13 right to the land. Delta 2404, taxi to ramp via Bravo. Air Mexico 409 are here. Yeah, 409 are here. So then we have a long taxi because he has to go up here. Um, so far so good. I can only assume there's gonna be some problems soon. Cathay 831, runway 13 left, line up 08. There's Cathay 777-300 ER going to Hong Kong. There's you. You are gonna go here, so this guy can't push out until this guy comes in. There's JetBlue. Delta's over there about to land, so it's getting busy. This guy I'm getting a little worried about because he has to push out before the other guy comes in, or else I'm gonna have to hold him there. And Avery goes on Alpha. JetBlue 500, taxi to Rambia Bravo. This is the they're going to this terminal here. American 905, runway through right to the land. I gotta hurry up because after Delta Lindbergh, after Lindbergh is this Air Mexico. Air Mexico 409. Pushback approved. Expect runway 13 left. Delta 1773. Taxi to ramp via Bravo. no. Lufthansa 410, runway 13 right to the land. It's a big plane too. I'm way about. JetBlue 1185, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Nope, nope, cancel, cancel. Air Mexico 409er, runway 13 left at uniform via Alpha. This guy's going fine. Cathay 831, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 8,300, contact departure. Copa 831, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. JetBlue 268, runway 13 right to the land. Endeavour 4068, runway 13 left, line for 8. Lindbergh 6190, taxi for Rampia Bravo. Delta 1773, full short of taxi Kilo Delta. These guys are both going to the same area, but I can't make them go there because of this guy here. JetBlue 1185, pushback approved, expect runway 4 left. I'm doing this so I can push this guy out the other direction. So I can get him to go here and see taxi Golf Bravo. So he's an Embraer, he's going to Victor as well. Or he's going to 22 left, but I want him to Golf Bravo Echo and go this way so he can avoid this guy coming in behind him. Where's Copa going? Copa 831, runway 13 left at Uniform Alpha via Bravo. No. Copa 831, runway 13 left at Uniform Alpha via Bravo. I said Uniform Alpha. Copa 831, runway 13 left. No. Copa 831. Shut up, Endeavor. Copa 831, runway 13 left at Uniform Alpha. Copa 831, runway 13 left at Uniform Alpha. JetBlue 1185, runway 22 left at Echo via Golf Bravo Echo. Endeavor 3673, runway 13 right to land. Mexico 407, taxi to ramp. Air Mexico 407, taxi to ramp. Sit, honey. JetBlue 930, runway 13 right to the land. Endeavor 4038, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Endeavor 4068, runway 13 left for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 4000, contact departure. Endeavor 4057, runway 13 left, line of 8. Endeavor 4057, runway 13 left, line of 8. JetBlue 925, runway 22 left, line of 8. Endeavor 4038, runway 22, no. Endeavor 4038, runway 13 left at Vector. Endeavor 4038, runway 13 left at Vector via Bravo. Delta 1773, continue taxi. American 905, American 905, taxi to ramp via Alpha. American 905, taxi to ramp via Alpha. Let me taxi to ramp via Alpha. Lufthansa 410, taxi to ramp via Alpha. American 1908, runway 13 right to the land. JetBlue 9025, runway 22 left, takeoff upon reaching altitude 9,200, contact departure. American 100, runway 13 right to the land. Air Mexico 409, runway 13 left, line up 08. What are you doing over there, honey? I know, you miss it. Sorry, I'm doing puppy nose and puppy misses my phone. JetBlue 268, taxi to ramp via Bravo. JetBlue 1185, continue taxi. JetBlue 1185, runway 22 left, line up 08. American 130, runway 13 right to the land. American 130, runway 13 right to the land. Endeavor 4057, runway 13 left to take off upon reaching altitude 4,000, contact departure. Departure. Endeavor 4057, runway 13 left for takeoff upon reaching altitude 4,000, contact departure. Delta 452, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Endeavor 4198, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Endeavor 317, Endeavor 3773, taxi to Ramsey Alpha. Well, no. Endeavor 3773, taxi to Ramsey Bravo. Endeavor 3773, hold short of taxiway Kilo Delta. Endeavor 3773, hold short of taxiway Kilo Delta. Endeavor 4065, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Endeavor 4198, runway 13 left at Victor. Endeavor 4198, runway 13 left at Victor via Bravo. Delta 452, runway 13 left at Uniform Alpha via Bravo. Jet 930, taxi to ramp via Bravo. American 44, runway 13 right to land. Redwood 12, runway 13 right to land. Endeavor 4065, runway 13 left at Victor via Alpha. Air Mexico 409er, runway 13 left clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 4000, contact departure. Copa 831, runway 13 left, line break. American 198, taxi to ramp via Alpha. Delta 2, runway 13 right to the land. I don't know why they're looking this way. Endeavor 3773, continue taxi. Endeavor 3773, continue taxi. Copa 831, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 8300, contact departure. Endeavor 4038, runway 13 left, line up await. I thought that was United, but I'm wrong. That's not plane. That's cool. JetBlue 1185, runway 22 left clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1,100. Contact departure. Endeavour 4166, runway 13 right clear to land. American's gonna hold it here for a moment. Airflow cannot push back because I have so many Americans coming in. We're gonna be stuck here for a bit until I can get these guys out. American 100, taxi to ramp Alpha. Endeavour 4038, runway 13 left clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1,000. No. Endeavour 4038, runway 13 left clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 4,000. Contact departure. American 130, taxi to ramp via Alpha. Now, what the terminals used to be the old taxiways. They don't really exist anymore. You can't really see them much. Oh, honey, my dog is stressed out, but I guess she's okay now. JetBlue 752, runway 13 right to the land. Around me. I think that's a nervous. Yep, he's pulling in. His gate's weird. That's why I see RJ's end of it, but the Lindberghs are in the 80s most of the time. Oh boy. Air India 102, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Going straight to India. That's a long flight, believe it or not. Airfloat 101, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. American 44, American 44, taxi to ramp via Bravo. If we keep taxing this way, airflow going this way, we cannot have them go this way. Unfortunately enough. Air India, need a heavy tank thing, and it's going to be a long push. It's nice playing here in India. 777s. Endeavour Flow 198, runway 13 left is takeoff upon reaching altitude 4,100. Contact departure. Delta 452, runway 13 left line parade. Air India 102, 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 runway 13 left. Air India 102, runway 13 left at uniform via Bravo. Airfloat 101, runway 13 left at uniform via Alpha. Redwood 12, taxi to ramp via Bravo. JetBlue 477, pushback approved, expect runway 1. No. JetBlue 477, pushback approved, expect runway 22 left. Endeavor 40, no. Redwood 404, runway 13 right of the land. American 1223, pushback approved, expect runway 13 left. Delta 452, runway 13 left with takeoff upon reaching altitude 4,500, contact bus. Delta 2, taxi to ramp via Bravo. Endeavor 4065, runway 13 left, line to wait. JetBlue 477, runway 22 left at Echo via Bravo Echo. JetBlue 477, JetBlue 477, runway 22 left at Echo via Bravo Uniform Charlie Echo. That looks like a long taxi, but it is, and I'm making it so it's easier for me to deal with this. Endeavor 4065, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 4,000, contact the bus. American 210, American 210, runway 13 left, no. American 210, runway 13 right to land. Airflow 101, runway 13 left, line to wait. American 123, runway 13 left at Uniform Alpha. Endeavor 4166, taxi to ramp via Bravo. Too much quiet. JetBlue 1801, pushback approved, expect runway 22 left. JetBlue 477, hold shuttle runway 22 left. Endeavor 3677, runway 13 right to land. JetBlue 752, taxi to ramp via Bravo. much movement. It didn't move to the big movement. Airflow 101, runway 13 left is the takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. JetBlue 1801, hold shoulder runway 22 left. On the pond 10, on the pond 10, runway 13 right to the land. On the pond 10, runway 13 right to the land. On the pond 10, on the pond 10, runway 13 right to the land. Redwood 404, taxi to ramp via Bravo. So new changes. If it's a 737 and I cannot take it off on 13 left, they're going off 13 right. If it is planes to take on 22 left, it would be JetBlue, Redwood, Alaska United, or any plane that's an 18, 19, 20, and 737, 717, or MD. They will be going on that automatically. So they may be, if it's any of that, they go here. If it is not, they're going off. Water ski 4345, runway 13 right to the land. American 2, no, American 1223, runway 13 left to take off upon reaching altitude 1200, contact departure. JetBlue 2189er, pushback approved, expect runway with 22 left. JetBlue 447, hold position. Put the preset in. JetBlue 2189er, hold short of runway 22 left. American 210, taxi to ramp via Alpha. Air India 102, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Will this screw up my face? Probably. Will I hate it? Probably. But I don't have a choice. This 22 left is not being used much. And if 13 left would be my big planes, then all my small planes should go on a different runway. So I should do this, and they should all cross at the same point here. I'll tell them to hold short, and they go hold short. If they need to cross, they need to cross. There's an American over here. Uh, Nothing has his lights on, I think, except for this guy. This guy might have his lights on. I can't tell. I think this guy has his lights on. That's a Thompson right there. Sorry, that's China 7. That's a Korean. Korean usually has his lights on, and that's a Lufthansa. Delta 487. Pushback approved. Expect runway 22 left. Endeavor 3677. Pushback approved. Expect no. Endeavor 3677. Taxi to ramp via Bravo. American 64. Runway 13 right to the land. So this guy's going to MDST. That's San Domingo. That's in the Dominican Republic. MDST. He's pushing out a little too much. I'm a little worried with this guy. This is Anna coming all the way from no, that is Tokyo Narita. Tokyo Hernandez RJTT, I think. Oh, that's a no. That's a delete too. Unfortunately enough, A-Wing the gate has pushed out way too far. It's not getting me, not doing that. All Nippon 10, taxi to ramp via Bravo. Delta 401, runway 13 right to the land. Pretty good actually. Surprised. Uh-oh. I just realized those two are gonna collide. Those two would have collided if I didn't interfere. Watertree is coming from there. So Watertree is an old airline. They seized a little bit after this game came out, so they're lucky that they managed to come in. But they don't exist anymore. They used to. JetBlue 477, runway one no. JetBlue 477, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 4,700. Contact departure. Water ski 4345. Taxi to ramp via Bravo. No, no. Water ski 4345. Taxi to ramp via Alpha. So you don't have your lights on. There's 2 A's, 3 A's here. Do you have the lights on? I think they'll have the lights on later in the day if this continues. That's 37 still has the lights on. Yeah, no, they don't. That's a Virgin. That's a Redwood, sorry. That's actually a Redwood there, sorry. I thought that's a Virgin earlier, but no, that's a Atlantic. That's just a regular Virgin. I would turn my camera on, but I broke my glasses. That's not that happy at me, but it's an incident that I cannot discuss. Old glasses are causing a little bit of pain right now for me right now. It's fine. Water ski 902, 905, running 13 right to the land. Turn our camera on and see what that brings us to. Here comes American. It's coming all the way from Miami. I think that's an airport ticket. I'm not gonna try. Like I said, next week, Thursday, we're gonna be doing evening, so it's not 100%. So this is weird for traffic. Delta 2818, pushback approved, expect runway 22 left. That's a fuel truck. Somebody's going to go get fuel right now. That's just a scene. Alitalia. Alitalia 604, runway 13 right to the land. That's Italy's airline. Before ITA Airways, it was Alitalia. So that's a big sign to see that plane coming. Here's American. He's gonna take Mike, I guarantee it, probably. Yeah, Mike. Delta 2818. American 64, taxi to ramp via Alpha. Delta 2818, hold short of runway 22 left. JetBlue 1881, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff upon no. JetBlue 1801, runway 22 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 1,800, contact departure. JetBlue 2189, runway 22 left, line for wait. Delta 2, no. Delta 1180, runway 13 right to the land. Delta 401, taxi to ramp via Bravo. That plane over here. Here's the problem. The plane I see over there is small. I have a hunch it's a Delta, but there's a hunch in me also telling me that's probably not a Delta there. The fin's not has a lot of blue on it or anything. We're gonna watch the JetBlue take off. As it heads towards what airport is it going? Oh, Fort Lauderdale. That's a long way. And A321. I hope they have IFE in there. Oh, there's the pause. I think it's about to take off. Speedbird 177. Runway 13 right to the land. Set. JetBlue 2189er. Runway 22 left, clear for takeoff upon reaching altitude 2100. Contact departure. Dogs being dog. Beautiful. Surprise. It's almost 4 o'clock. I'm going to double check something before I do it. Delta 464, pushback approved. Expect runway 22 left. No. Delta 464, pushback approved. No. Delta 464, pushback approved. Expect runway 22 left. Water speed 9295. Taxi to ramp via Alpha. Air Berlin 7248. Runway 13 right to the land. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here because it's getting maybe not. Yeah, no, I'm wrapping up here because that doesn't have a livery. I'm wrapping up here, everybody. I thank you for coming for this session. And next week is gonna be rotation again. We'll do our usual thing, but we'll be set at night time. So if it's 1 p.m. there, it'll be 1 a.m. in the morning. Oh, sorry, not 1 a.m. in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning. So I will try to see what runway alignment we do. If it's only a small runway alignment, we may have a bigger issue or anything. But anyways, I hope to see all you in the next video. Bye, everybody.